Okay, guys, MATH6500. This is going to be, this is actually week number 4. I'm actually putting this up on Monday, September the 8th, and got a lot going on this week. And my original plan was to throw it all at you, and including the 4 videos that you're to watch plus the assignment. And I started looking at the schedule, looking at how long each video was, and thinking, how in the world are these people going to, allow 10 hours to watch videos and work on an assignment in a week? So I've softened up a little bit here, and I think it's the right thing to do. And I checked our schedule, and we're going to lose. Essentially, we're going to lose a week because, again, instead of giving everything over week 4, we're going to extend that over week 4 and week number 5. But keeping all that in mind, we're still going to be fine. I've laid out a schedule for the remainder of the semester, and it all looks good. You might have to cut out a couple things there at the end, but some of the diagnostic stuff we've already talked about a little bit. So anyway, guys, the next 2 weeks you're going to have 4 additional videos. Plus, you're going to have assignment number 1. I'll just go ahead and tell you that assignment number 1 is going to be due Monday, September the, what is today, the 8th. So that's going to be the 24th. So if my math is correct, which it usually isn't, actually it's okay. This will be the Monday of the 6th week. Okay, so over the next 2 weeks, what you're going to have is you're going to have 4 additional videos. Guys, these are long videos. Technically, there's probably about 5 or 6 videos in there if you're looking at about 50 minutes. Plus, you're going to have assignment number 1, which is going to be due. Guys, I want this due early, so I'm going to have this due at 8 a.m., which is really at the end of the day telling me that you're probably going to need to turn this thing in by Sunday night, September 23rd. The way I want your assignment presented is either bring it to me in person, and guys, I want some rules on the assignments. Let's go ahead and establish those. I want front page only, or 1 page only. And you don't have to write out the problem, but I want the solutions clear and coherent. And these can either be brought to me or scanned. And when I say turned in, I just mean turned in person. So guys, I won't be on campus on this Monday at 8 a.m. because Mondays are the day I stay at home and work on videos and assignments and so on and so forth. So probably going to be best to scan these things and get them to me because after 8 a.m. These things are going to be considered late, and that's not cool. All right, so here's what's going on, and we've got again 5 videos, and I'm just going to call this video number 1, and I'm just going to call this the intro video. So intro to the week. And of course, that's the video that you're currently watching. Video number 2 is pretty intense. This is where I present an intro to multiple regression, and there's some things that I want you to pay close attention to here. First of all, I'm going to introduce in the context of multiple regression, things called expected values. And there's a slight bit of confusion in the videos. Actually, this video here, whether we have P-1 or K predictors. Now, you probably remember that from 5500. P-1 predictors allows P predictors, including the intercept. K predictors just looks at the coefficients aside from the intercept. I prefer this language. Most of the newer books present this language. So I want you aware of both for obvious reasons. The next thing that we get into in video number 2 is we get into matrix methods. And what I try to do in matrix methods as I try to be consistent in what I did for the simple linear regression. So if you remember in the simple linear regression videos, which you should have watched by now, you better have watched by now, the first thing we get into is we get into the normal equations. And from the normal equations, what I did is I created this matrix. And so the first thing I do from in the multiple regression is we replace this in a two predictor example and look at the normal equations and create a new form of this. The next thing that I get into in this video is the use of matrix operations to solve for beta 0, beta 1, beta 2, and so on and so forth. This is extremely important, and I believe this starts at about I'm going to say about the 28-minute mark. I'm not really sure on that exactly, but it'll be clear when we start the matrix operations part. Now, what I mean by matrix operations is where we use X transpose X inverse X transpose Y to create our beta coefficients, our estimates of the betas. We also get into in this video the variance covariance matrix. I introduced the hat matrix. We look at a complete ANOVA illustration. So guys, in a nutshell, if you this part right here for the normal equations and rewriting this form appropriate for more than one predictor, if you want to just skip through that, I'm fine with that. But once we get to this point right here, or once I get to this point where I get into matrix operations, the rest of it is something I want you to watch very, very, very closely. Something else you'll get into here is also in video number 2. We get into an illustration of R squared, which is more of a descriptive statistics. And then I get into some inference procedures. And at the end, I think I even get into the estimation of mean response. So guys, again, after the normal equation presentation, the rest of the video is extremely, extremely important. The next video, I'm just going to call it video number 3, tones down a little bit. And this gets into, how do we handle categorical predictors? And if you remember back from 5500, we call those dummies. I think they call them dummies because they'll make you feel like a dummy. Not really, there's not much going on there. So I give you a pretty thorough introduction, which should be a review for you guys for categorical predictors and the use of dummy variables. There's a data set that I'll upload. It's the IQ Read data set, so it's going to be available on Blackboard for you to upload and follow along in the illustration. Video 4 and 5, these are extremely long, but extremely important. And what I do here is I present a very thorough illustration of multiple regression with categorical predictors. It's extremely important because it goes through the use of matrix operations to calculate the coefficients of the model. We get into ANOVA, we get into some predictions of a mean response. So you know, a lot going on. It was originally planned to be one video, but it was just way too long. It would have taken forever to upload it. So I think it's divided into you know, pretty close to 2 equal 50-minute videos. So guys, you know, that's what's going on. So you know, again, kind of a review. You know, in addition to this video, you're going to have 4 long videos. To watch. I don't know why my pen won't write in that particular spot. There it goes. Well, sorta. And you know, just to prove to you that I do have an ounce of compassion along with the, you know, completing the 4 videos. God, my pen's not working right. You're going to have 2 weeks, and the reason I'm giving you 2 weeks is because you're going to have a, you know, pretty challenging not assignment. You're going to have a pretty challenging assignment. So, guys, plan accordingly. You guys have typically done a really good job of that. What I want to do, because you're going to be so busy, I planned on doing the, and I'll send out an email on this, but I planned on doing the Google Hangout this week. Is I sat back and looked at what you guys have, not only with this, but with your 6996 class. I think the Google Hangout is going to be better for next week. So technically, we're going to start the Google Hangout in the 5th week. And the reason is, I think you guys may have some questions about MATH6500, specifically that thing right there, your assignment. So that's why I'm putting it off. If we get into this Google Hangout, you know, tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday, well, I think it's just going to be more effective for us to get together where you can ask questions not only about well, that you can present your critique, but you can also ask questions about the assignment. So, guys, that's all I got in this video. Things are starting to get pretty intense. I realize that, but keep in mind this is a 6,000 level graduate course. And this is one of the ones that fall under the math heading and not the education heading. So, you know, you just got to pretty much expect that these are going to be more challenging. So, guys, have a good one. That's it.